Alright, so here's the plan for my homebrewed Space Marine chapter. Get some Space Marines, throw in a couple of rocks, color orange, themes of industrial and mining equipment, and some nice friendly robots. Slowly corrupt them with the heresy of artificial intelligence. I'm still working on my own homebrewed lore and origins behind this chapter for starters. All I know is that I want them to be orange, and that I'm going to kitbash the ever-living snot out of them. I got real into kitbashing last year when I threw together some Skaven creations. I had a ton of fun, and it's something I really want to get better at. My goal for this army is to have every single model be 100% unique and crafted by me. I'm going to be using parts from Space Marines, Leagues of Votann, Genestealer cults, the Horus Heresy, Necromunda, as well as 3D printed bits. Nobody tell GW. If you know any good bits or boxes that would fit my themes, please let me know. I need more. My current idea for the lore is that at some point a chapter popped out of the warp inside of a massive solid rock planet. They spent the next few hundred years trying to dig their way out and came upon a race of AI machines. Of course, initially they're very hesitant, but as the years and decades wear on, they slowly begin to ally themselves with the machines and work together to escape this rock world. Basically just an excuse to kitbash awesome robot parts onto my Space Marines. Also, I really loved LEGO Rock Raiders as a kid. Ugh, so cool! I started the test with a definitive list of techniques and order of operations, but of course, like most of my plans, I ended up throwing them out and making it up as I go. I tested your traditional airbrush up from red, orange, and yellow, but it's not going to give me the high saturation that I need. I plan on weathering the armor a ton with oils and pigments, so I need a really bright base to start with. The number one way I've found to achieve high saturation is to always start with a white base and use inks or contrast paints. I tested airbrushing Magmaroth Flame, a Citadel contrast paint, as well as an orange ink I airbrushed over white. In the end, Magmaroth Flame was too red and the orange ink was too yellow, so I found a compromise I ended up really liking. I also tried brushing on the contrast paint, but I found it way too blotchy. I gotta get better at using contrast paints without all this pooling. That's a tale for another day. After a few days of testing, this is where I landed. Again, this is just for the armor. These test models won't be used in my army, and I won't be painting details and weapons quite yet. First, I primed the model gray. This Vallejo gray is basically almost white, and then I top it off with just a bit of white. The gray goes on a lot easier. Then I airbrushed the entire model with Citadel Magmaroth Flame contrast paint. Then I used just a bit of white ink to pick out highlights on the orange, and then cover those white highlights with orange ink, tinting them more yellow-orange. Next, I paint the gray parts Vallejo dark gray, and highlight with the airbrush using Vallejo blue-gray pale. Then I prepare the model for an oil wash using a glossy varnish. And then you forget to film the next parts by accident. Oops! So here's the finished model. I applied oil wash, cleaned it up with white spirits, and messed around a bit with weathering using some oils. I'll expand on these steps in videos when I actually paint the models for the actual army. I'm currently getting some custom decals and 3D printed bits made to add to all these guys, and I'm really excited to start throwing in some bionic parts as well. I think the scheme came out great. Again, this is just a test model. I didn't really take my time with it. I was just trying to figure out the base colors of what I want. I'm excited to get further into this project. Let me know if you guys are excited too, and if you have any tips or tricks or things that I should try. We'll see you next time. Bye!